You might think that a weight bench is a pretty basic piece of equipment. While that might be true in a lot of cases, the right weight bench can actually help take your workouts to the next level that you're looking for. The Force USA MyBench is an FID bench, which stands for flat, incline, and decline. It comes with a leg roller attachment as well as a preacher curl attachment that some other companies are gonna make you pay extra for. So there's a lot of versatility here. There's a lot to like about this weight bench. I've been using this one for a while and I cannot wait to share my findings with y'all. What's up everybody, it's Jake. You know where I am, the BarBend Garage Gym. And guess what? I've got another review ready to go for y'all today. This time, it's the Force USA MyBench. In this video, I'm gonna take you through everything that you need to know about this weight bench, from the price to the features, some pros and cons that you'll experience while working out with it, as well as who should or maybe should not add this to their home gym. Now, before I really get going with everything today, we've reviewed a lot of weight benches on BarBend.com. So if you wanna browse our best list, just go ahead and search BarBend best weight benches and you can find out for yourself which ones that we like the best. Check it out. Okay, so what do I like about this weight bench? For starters, it is about as versatile of a weight bench as you could ask for. All right, so I already mentioned it. It's an FID bench. If you don't know what that means, it stands for flat, incline, and decline. For a little bit more reference here, you can absolutely use this for your incline bench pressing, obviously your flat bench press, as well as your decline bench. And since this leg roller attachment is here, it's set in place, it's gonna keep my legs in place while I'm doing a decline bench press. And you can even do some sit-ups with it if you choose to. Now, this is really gonna be great for leg development because it's gonna allow you to really focus on your quads, your glutes, and your hammies by doing leg curls as well as leg extensions. Or, you could spend some time focusing on your biceps with this preacher curl attachment, and that's super nice. And it even comes with a holder right here for your barbell or easy curl bar, whatever you're using. Now, it also has 3 different adjustments for the seat pad to go along with 6 adjustments for the back pad. So it's gonna give you, different angles for you to hit your muscles on your body. And it's rated up to 700 pounds. Now, that's including your body weight. That's still a pretty high number for a weight bench. So there's a lot of heavy weight that you can lift on this weight bench. And because it does have a handle as well as a set of wheels, it's gonna make it pretty easy to move around your home gym. Okay, so with all that being said, there have been a couple issues that I've ran into personally while working out with this weight bench, and you also might run into that, so let's talk about that. I'm gonna start this off with the actual size of this bench, and if you can't tell from watching me right now, it's kind of big. All right, so it's pretty tall too. So the height is just under 2 feet. It's around 22 and a half inches or so. And like I said, that's pretty tall. It's taller than some other weight benches that I've worked out with and reviewed for y'all. And when you have this leg roller attached and the seat is in the back pad, everything's laid flat like I have it right now, takes up over 6 feet of space. And obviously that's pretty big. So overall space with this weight bench could be a problem. And because of that extra height, if you're a little bit shorter, you might have some issues when you go to get set up for your bench press and having your feet nice and flat. So keep that in mind. And there is a bit of a gap right here in between the seat and the back pad. I personally don't like that. It gets a little annoying to me, but it's also pretty common with weight benches. And only thing here is I wish it was a little bit of a smaller gap, but that could also take away from some of the versatility and, by taking away the adjustments that you could do with this weight bench. So that would probably be a negative if they were to make that gap a little bit smaller. Now, you do have a little bit of some steel right here you got to deal with that it might dig into your lower back a tiny bit. If that's a big problem for you, you could always throw an old t-shirt down, maybe a towel, and that could probably make things more comfortable for you. Now, as far as pricing goes, it's listed right around $400. I personally think that's a pretty good deal considering you do have these extra attachments. But $400 is still $400, and if you don't want to spend that much money, you could definitely go find a cheaper one out there, but it's probably not going to be as good of quality as this weight bench is. And I doubt that it's going to come with the 2 attachments that we have here with that original purchase. Probably my least favorite thing was putting this weight bench together. I did it by myself. It took me about an hour and a half, maybe a little bit longer. And I think that would have been sped up if I had somebody with me. So I would recommend having a partner to help you out, put this together. I think 2 hands are, with this are gonna make it go by faster, but also for your own sanity, there's a lot of little pieces here. There's a lot of things you gotta bolt together, and that could drive you crazy a little bit, especially if you're spending over an hour, because that's a pretty big chunk of time. So just keep that in mind, mentally prepare yourself for that process before you start working out with this weight bench. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about money now. As I mentioned, if you head over to the Force USA website, you'll find this weight bench to be listed right around $400. Once you tack on your shipping, you're looking at spending around $450. And yeah, I know that's, still expensive, but for what you're getting here, a pretty solid deal in my opinion. There's other weight benches out there that are more expensive than this one, and they don't feature any attachments, or they're not compatible with any attachments. So that's something that Force USA really has got going on here with this weight bench. There's always a cheaper option with any product out there, right? But remember, that's probably not gonna last you as long as this one will. It's probably not gonna be as durable as this one is. And I doubt that it's gonna come with the extra attachments like this one has. And if it's compatible with any, you're gonna have to add them on separately, most likely. And that's probably gonna make you spend more money in the long run. Now, fortunately, Force USA does throw in a lifetime warranty on the structural frame of this weight bench, which is a nice touch. It's gonna cover any manufacturing defects that might happen. And even if you want, you can finance this purchase through a firm, and you'll be making monthly payments of around $35 or so. Okay, so let's talk about the build now with this weight bench. As far as the steel that was used for the framework, I'm not sure what gauge they used, but I gotta say, it does feel really sturdy. It feels really durable. The padding here, even including these leg rollers, foam padding, it's pretty comfortable, but it's also firm in the places that it needs to be firm, so that's nice. And as far as, overall space when you're working out with this weight bench, I'd recommend around 9 square feet at least, because once again, this is taking up over 6 feet right now just sitting here. So that's something you're gonna have to think about before you try to add this to your home gym and start working out with it. Now let's talk about the features. I'm gonna start with this preacher curl attachment. This also has foam padding, like I mentioned, so it's pretty comfortable on your arms as you're going to do those curls. There's also a little holder right here or your barbell or your easy curl bar, whatever you're using. But I will say, it's kind of a bummer that this is not lined with any type of plastic. So you're gonna wanna be careful. You're not gonna wanna just carelessly drop your bar into that holder, because it could cause some damage to your bar, and I really doubt that you want that. Now, when it comes to the leg roller attachment, this is great. Obviously, padding right here is also made from foam. Your weight horn right here, that's made from plastic, but that's fine. And if you're ever worried about your plates possibly, sliding off while you're working out with this, there's also a clip that comes with this weight bench, so that's nice. It's just gonna keep your plates where they need to be. And I don't know if you can see it very well, but there's this U-shaped pin right here. And what this does, you pull it out, and it's gonna lock into this hole right here, and that's gonna keep this from moving. That's gonna be great while you're doing your decline bench press, or even if you're wanting to do some sit-ups with this in that decline position. That's really nice. And as far as adjusting the seat, you have 3 different adjustments. It doesn't go down like a lot of adjustable weight benches do, but I mean, that's okay to me. Might not be to you, but that's something worth mentioning. To do that, you can't see it, but there's this pin right here. There's a handle on the other side. You just pull it out. That's gonna allow you to raise it up and put it where you want it to be. Now, when it comes to adjusting the back pad, there's a handle right here, and that's gonna control this support right here and adjust it into each one of these ladder hooks for your workout. But you can also just grab the bench itself if you want and just lift up that back pad, and that's totally easy. It's not very heavy. I don't really know how much it weighs. I wouldn't say more than 70 pounds or so with this attached. which is pretty nice. You can pick it up and move it if you wanted to, but fortunately, you do have a set of wheels as well as a handle down here for you to slide it around your home gym really with ease. But I will say, when this leg roller is attached, because of this top roller as well as that weight horn right there, it can kind of get in your way and be hard to reach under and grab that handle. So I would recommend not having this in there whenever you go to move it. And to adjust the height of the preacher curl as well as this leg roller attachment, there's a little knob right here, and all you gotta do is twist it and pull it out. I will say though, that's kind of hard to do because you can't see the holes and where they line up because of where it's located. It'd be cool if it was on the outside right here so you could really get that precision, but that's not the case, and you'll get the hang of it eventually. I kind of have. It's still a little bit of a hassle, but just keep that in mind because it might take you, a couple tries to really get good at it when you go to get set up for your workouts. All right, let's do a quick trip around this weight bench now. I'll go over some of the details, more up close and personal. Let's start with the padding. It's that foam padding I was talking about. It's pretty comfortable, but it's also firm at the same time, which is a nice touch. You're gonna want that. While I got you here, there is this little bit of an awkward gap between the two pads. I personally don't like that. It's pretty common with a weight bench. I just wish it was a little bit, thinner of a gap right there because, and I'll show you this in a second, but when this is in the decline position, you really gotta deal with this support right here, possibly digging into your lower back. Not a whole lot you can do other than to throw a towel or maybe an old t-shirt or something to cover that up and to make it more comfortable for you. Now let's talk about the attachments. This preacher curl attachment is great. It's also got that foam padding right here. It's gonna be really nice for the back of your arms to rest on when you're doing those curls. You also have this holder right here for your barbell, easy curl bar, whatever you're using. I just wish it was lined with a plastic. That way it's gonna prevent any damage happening to your barbell. So you're gonna wanna be careful. You don't wanna slam your bar in here. It's gonna cause scratches, any other damage that you really want to avoid. And as far as adjustments go with the height of your attachments, both of them have 5 different options for you to work with. It can be a little difficult to find that sweet spot, for your workout. But that's because the knob to adjust everything is located in kind of an awkward spot. It's down here, kind of hidden, you can't really see it, and you can't really find where the holes are gonna line up together. It'd be nice if it was on this front side right here, but it's not, and it's just gonna be something you have to learn to work through. Might not be that bad though in the long run. Okay, so now let's talk about the leg roller attachment, which really is my favorite thing about this weight bench. It's really nice when it comes to doing those decline presses as well as doing some sit-ups, really any core work, because you have somewhere to put your legs and to stay stable. Now, as you can see, it's not moving right now. It's because there's this U-shaped pin. It goes into a hole just like this one on the other side. All you have to do, slide it out, because there's a spring right here. Twist it up, it's out of the way. Now you're able to do those leg curls and those leg extensions, which is really nice. You can focus on your leg development. Now, there's your weight horn right here. There is a little bit of a bump from where I had to put that screw in to hold these two pieces together. That could be a problem in itself because it could prevent your weights from sliding all the way down. And that's like an inch or so. That's like another inch. That could be an extra plate that you want to throw on that you're not able to do. So that could be a little bit of a trouble. If you're ever worried about your plates sliding off, don't worry anymore. This comes with a nice weight, clip, clamp, whatever you want to call it right here. Squeeze it, slide it down, your plates aren't gonna come off. All right, so up front right here, you also have this nice flat foot design that I like. It's gonna add to the stability of this weight bench, and also it doesn't really get in the way of your feet too much, which is a nice touch when you're doing your bench presses. This is where your handle's located. Pretty easy to grab for the most part. I wouldn't recommend having this attached if you're going to move it around. All right, so in terms of adjusting your seat, you have 3 different options to work with. As you can see, there is a pin right here. On my side, there's a handle. Just pull on it, you hear that noise, and you're able to adjust it. Like I said, you have 3 different adjustments. Some people might not like the fact that this seat cannot angle downward like a lot of adjustable weight benches are able to do with their seat. I personally don't mind it, but you don't have a choice because the support's right here. It's in the way, it's not gonna allow you to do that. So something to remember if you're looking to add this to your home. Now, when it comes to adjusting the back pad, it's pretty easy. Move that preacher curl out of the way. Now, you have a handle right here. That's gonna be for this support right here. As you can see, I mean, all I have to do is just lift right up on this. You can put it exactly where you want on any of these ladder hooks right here. Super easy to do. Now, when it comes to this decline position, there's that support I was talking about. As you can see, it does kind of stick out at you. And sometimes I feel it when I'm using this for a decline bench. Sometimes I don't, kind of just depends. If that's a big problem for you, really the only thing you can do is to throw an old t-shirt down or maybe a towel. It's really all you can do about it. It's okay. Now, back here, I'll slide this up and get out of the way. Back here is also your wheels, and you also have two flat sides of this little support down here. That's gonna be super nice, make it super sturdy. I mean, I know I'm kind of making this wobble on my own, but it takes, a good amount of effort to do it. I don't think that's gonna happen on you while you're simply working out. Okay, so who should purchase this weight bench? Well, honestly, in my opinion, anybody looking for a solid FID bench to add to their home gym, this should be on your short list of targets because it does come with this leg roll attachment as well as the preacher curl attachment for a pretty affordable price. And that's kind of rare in my opinion. A lot of companies with their adjustable weight benches, they don't offer really any attachments and they're not compatible with any attachments. So this is, like I said, it's kind of rare in my opinion. Because you have so many different angles you can hit at, there's a lot of versatility, which really is the biggest selling point in my opinion. You can do decline, incline bench press. Like I said, focus on your bicep, focus on your, targeting different parts of your legs. There's a lot you can do with this weight bench. It can accommodate for a lot of different things. And this really is gonna last you a long time, I think, because of how stable, sturdy, durable, fill in the blank this bench really is. And as long as you don't do anything crazy with it, I think it could last you potentially a lifetime. Let's talk about money first. I personally think spending around $450 for this bench, it's a pretty solid deal considering the versatility as well as the attachments that are included with that purchase. However, if this does fall out of your budget, you can find yourself a cheaper one out there. But I said it once, I'm gonna say it again, it's not guaranteed that those cheaper options are gonna come with attachments in that original purchase. And they also, I can't speak to the quality of those weight benches. It's not guaranteed that they're gonna last you as long as this bench could potentially last you. And that's something you gotta think about. Overall spacing is gonna be an issue for people too. So, like I said, this takes up over 6 feet right now. And if you don't have a whole lot of space to work with, this probably isn't gonna be the best fit for your home gym. And it is pretty tall. It's just under 2 feet tall. So if you are a little bit shorter, you might have some issues when you go to get set up for that bench press. You go to get your feet nice and flat on the ground and trying to drive those heels into the ground. That might create a bit of a problem for you if your feet can't touch the ground. And while 700 pounds weight rating might be great for a lot of you, personally, it's fine for me. That is including body weight, but I don't really need a weight bench that can handle more weight than that, personally. Now, if you are a power lifter, you're bench pressing some super heavy weight, this might not be it for you because, might not be able to handle as much weight as you're pressing. So keep that in mind. You might want to go and explore some other options that are going to be able to hold up to that weight that you're being able to lift. All right, y'all, that's a wrap for today's review over the Force USA MyBench. I personally love it. I think it could be your next great purchase to kind of complete your home gym. It's an FID bench, so it's really versatile. Also, you know, it does come with this preacher curl and leg roller attachment, which those are just two great additions. It's gonna add to that versatility even more and really spice things up in your weight room. It can handle up to 700 pounds, which is pretty solid. And it's really durable, and I think it's gonna last you a really long time. But with the weight rating, remember that is including your body weight. So some of those powerlifters out there watching might not be the one for you. And it does dominate a good amount of space. So if you're already tight on space, this also might not be a good fit for you. And this, I don't think it should turn you away from this bench, but remember, it's gonna take you a while to assemble it, at least an hour, maybe longer. Just keep that in mind, stay patient. It'll be worth it in my opinion. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope this video was helpful. I hope that I was able to answer some questions that you might have over this weight bench, or maybe even showed you a few things that you hadn't even thought of yet. As always, stay on the lookout for my next review. But for now, you should absolutely head over to BarBend.com and you can read more about this product. Just Google BarBend Force USA MyBench review and you can read about everything I talked about here today. I'll see y'all next time.